I've been wanting to build an aluminum fan shroud for the radiator in my hot rod shop truck project here. And I actually started one over a year ago. And I actually finished it last week. But I fucked it all up. Here's part of it, the good part. So I'm gonna do it all over again and get it right this time. So obviously the most important part of this project, and arguably the hardest part, is finding the exact center of where that fan is in three-dimensional space in relation to the radiator. That center point has to be perfect. For this, I put my 3D printer to work and I created a few jigs. So the first jig I made is this one right here, and this mounts to the front of the water pump where the fan goes. And that screw sticking out the front, it's just a drywall screw, and that's going to give me the exact center of the water pump, which obviously is the exact center of the fan. So this hole in the center of this jig will index on the lug, on the stud, on the center of the water pump, and everything will screw together, and then that will give me the exact center of the water pump and thereby the exact center of the fan. The second jig I made are these. And what these are going to do, these are going to mount to the side of the radiator. There's 4 mounting points, 2 on each side of the radiator. And what these are going to do, these are going to screw in here, and they're designed to hold a piece of cardboard on the front. And what they're going to allow me to do is to slide this in and out to get the face of that cardboard to touch the center point of that water pump jig down below, giving me the exact center of the fan. This is the point in the project where you really want to take your time, be really, really specific and detailed. I've got the cardboard the same distance from the radiator all the way around. I've got it centered right where it needs to be. This cardboard is basically acting as a stand-in for the face of the shroud. This is the size that I'm going to base for the aluminum face. So this needs to be perfect. I've got it dialed in. It's the same distance. I use calipers. I use a tape measure. Everything is right where I need it to be. It's just barely touching the screw on the front of the water pump. I did have to lengthen that screw. I didn't make the side brackets long enough. So I just put a longer screw in there. No big deal. But it's right where I need it to be. Everything is clamped together, all 4 corners. So now I can reach up behind here, hopefully. And all I should need to do is just push on the back of the cardboard just enough for that screw to puncture a little hole, just to mark the exact center. Let me get back there with something. My hand can't really get in there. Let's get a long screwdriver maybe. Use it as a pry bar. And see if I can get in there just enough to push on this. There we go. That made a dent in the front of the cardboard. That gives me a pinpoint center of where the fan is in relation to the radiator. All right, so now that I got the center point of the face figured out, I've got some other calculations worked out here because I need to make some adjustments to this. That will be explained a little bit later. I want to work on the side pieces, the main mounts. So I've got a template cut out here. It's gonna be a mirror image on both sides. The only thing that's really important are obviously the 2 mounting points and then this detail up here, because this needs to come up further than the face of the radiator, or at least the fins, because of how big the fan is and how far up the ring needs to go. So that's what this is for. What I've also done is, I know the fan depth from the water pump to the midpoint of the fan is 2.5 inches, because you want the fan to be like halfway in the shroud and halfway out for optimal airflow. So what does all that mean? This piece is the exact size it needs to be to come out. However, I'm going to extend this side probably 2 inches and put a break right at that point. That's what that's going to do, is allow this to break over a little bit. Then that'll give me a face or a ledge for that face to sit on. And then there's going to be a better place to weld to. It'll be a little bit more support behind the face. So I think adding that flange will mitigate any warpage in this and allow it just to be a lot more stable when welding and keep a nice straight edge and not allow this to warp. So all that being said, I know, talking a lot. I'm going to cut this out of some aluminum, break that edge. I'm going to make 2 of them. and then we'll be able to start working on the face, which I think I have to go get more aluminum. I don't think I have enough, or a piece big enough for the face. But I also want to do couple other things before I actually do that, which I'll show when we get there. All right, so I got my side pieces done, and these turned out exactly as I needed them to and exactly how I wanted them to. I've got one of those cheap Harbor Freight benchtop brakes, and granted, even though this is 14-inch aluminum, it's softer than steel. I still went and scribed down the side along the bend line with my grinder, and then I put that in the brake, and that gave me the ability to get a nice tight bend in there, and just made it a little bit easier to bend it, kept it nice and tight, and really happy with the way those turned out. Both of them fit perfectly. So now I decided to turn my attention to the ring. The ring is going to be probably 2-inch wide strip that I'll cut out of some aluminum. I have some aluminum here. I might have enough. I'll have to probably make the strip out of 3 different pieces. That's like a 64-inch circumference ring that's going to be. So I don't have a large enough piece. I'll have to make it out of some smaller pieces. If it doesn't work, then I'll just go buy aluminum. But what I did was I took some 3/4-inch MDF, and this is the exact size, a little bit bigger actually than the circumference of the fan. I actually had a template that I made for the last one right here, and this is actually like a 1/4-inch wider all the way around than what the fan circumference is. So with that cut out, I can now cut my strips of aluminum and form this ring. What I'm probably gonna do is cut the center out of that ring. That'll give me a place to clamp all the way around to weld it all together. And that's also gonna act as the jig for the ring when I make the face. I'll be able to put that whole thing right in the center, and that'll hold the ring round as I weld it to the face also. That's why I went with like something really thick and really dense. So let me start cutting some strips of aluminum. So it's probably gonna take 3 strips out of the piece that I have, because the piece I think has just enough for the face and to cut 3 strips out to make the ring. So let me get those cut out, and then we'll set up to weld some aluminum. All right, so here's the setup I got. I got 2 of the pieces, 2 of the strips clamped down to the bench. There's a piece of flat copper bar under there, just kind of act as a little bit of a heat sink. And I know steel doesn't stick to copper. I'm not so sure about aluminum though. So got that under there just to isolate it, and I don't know, it just makes me feel good to use it. But what I'm going to be doing is I got the Arccaptain's aluminum spool gun, and this is connected up to my Arccaptain MiG 250. This setup is going to make this project super simple. I would rather TIG weld it, but my TIG welding sucks. So thank you to Arccaptain for sending out their spool gun and their MiG 250. If you're really thinking about getting into welding and you really want to do aluminum welding and your TIG sucks like mine does, check out Arccaptain. I've got a link down below. Use my link, use my discount code MoonBuilt. That'll get you 5% off your entire purchase over at arccaptain.com. But let's get this thing all put together. So each strip is like 22.5 inches long, 2 inches wide. And the circumference of that circle is like 64 and change, something like that. So this is obviously gonna be long, but I'll get these 3 welded together, cleaned up, flattened out, and then I'll be able to form it around that ring, cut it to size, clamp it all together, and that ring will kind of help it all hold its shape. And yeah, it should make this whole project really simple. Let's get this thing welded together. Helps I hook the ground up. That would help. Ground cable is usually a good thing. I was just so excited to get welding that I forgot the ground. Here we go. Helps if I go all the way across. All right, one long strip. Now we'll just get the sanded flat, all cleaned up, and make a ring. Good morning. So it has been like a week or so since I've been able to work on anything, but we're gonna pick right up where we left off. So you see I've got the ring all clamped together to this MDF jig. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get it all welded up. So I got the seam right here. It just needs to be welded up and this ring will be done. Then we can start working on the face. I'm thinking the ring might be too tall. I think 2 inches might be too much. I don't know yet. We'll find out. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld this up, clean it up, and then I'll compare it to the fan, and I may have to shorten this, we'll see. But the idea is that with this jig in place, I can, like I said, weld this up, keep it nice and secure, and it'll keep it nice and round. And then I can even use the jig that once I start working on the face, this will hold this round as I drop it onto the face or into the face, depending on how I cut the hole out for the ring. And it'll hold it all in place and keep it round as I weld it up. But let's go ahead and get this seam done, and then we'll just continue on from there. All right, so I got the spool gun all ready to go. It's connected up to my Arccaptain MiG 250, running 100% argon. So we're just gonna go ahead and tack this baby together and keep going. I'm gonna tack it in the middle, and then I'll run the bead. Nothing like a little bit of burnt MDF. All right, that is welded. Clean that weld up. And like I said, go on to the next step. Here's where I'm at. I've got the ring finished. That's all smoothed out and ready to go. My next step, so I lined out the ring, or I laid out the ring on the face. And I was gonna cut this out. But I think what I want to do is go ahead and weld the face to the side pieces. That's going to do a couple of things for me. First, this edge, the ring gets right up to the edge of the face. So by welding this side to the side piece, it's going to give me some extra support when I cut this out, because there's still that flange back there, that like 1 inch flange that this side has, 1.5 inches maybe. So that's going to give me some extra support along this edge when I go to cut this out, because basically it's going to cut out right up to the edge, and I'll probably lose this corner and I'd have to line everything back up. So by welding this up, it'll support this side as I cut that out. Second, the brake in the top here, this is at the top of the radiator, so it's got that brake there, and that's going to just also stiffen it up this way. So cutting out this ring, that's a lot of material gone. This whole top section here be really bendy, be real easy to get out of whack. So I put it in the brake, I broke the top, got everything clecoed together. I used the cardboard template to lay out the cleco points to the side piece. Everything seems like it'll still fit around the radiator. I checked it as best I could, even though the top hose is still there. I can't drop this in all the way. More to come on that later, how I'm gonna have to make this fit, or what I'm gonna have to do to this thing to get it in and out. So I've got it clecoed together. Everything should be right where it needs to be. Should be, hopefully. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld this up. Now what I'm also gonna do is I've got this hunk of copper. I'm gonna put this behind the joints and move this around as I weld. And this is gonna act as a heat sink for me, just to kind of help prevent any warpage, hopefully. It's also gonna act as a backer to help prevent any blow through. Because I'm essentially welding, I guess this would be like an outside corner here. It's kind of a lap joint part outside, so just to help prevent any blow through, I'm gonna put this behind the joint. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna fully weld it yet, maybe. I might just do some like 1 inch welds around. We'll see, both sides. And then we'll cut the face out, or cut out the face for the ring. That's what I meant to say. Let me get set up and we'll get to welding this thing. All right, here we go. Maybe. Just doing a few tacks, like little 1/2 inch. Don't want to go crazy with it. Just going to work my way down. All right, one side is done. So it's just beef, more than tacks, but not fully welded yet. Spin this around to the other side. They're not pretty. They're gonna get cleaned up, smoothed out and everything, but kind of an awkward position with trying to record and just the size of my workspace. So a little awkward, but getting it done. All right, so I've got a lot of the face and the ring all welded together. I mean, obviously there's still a lot of cleanup that needs to happen. A lot more welding that needs to happen, but and I also added this bottom piece here, and that was to stiffen up the bottom of the ring, add a little bit of structure down there, because now that I've got all that welded together, I get to cut it in half, and that's because there's no way you're going to get this thing in and out of the truck in one piece between the fan and the upper radiator hose. So yeah, I get to cut this in half. And that'll be the next video, just because this is running longer than what I wanted or what I thought, and I'm running out of time to get this video out. So, and I gotta leave you guys with wanting more, right? I gotta leave you guys with a little cliffhanger. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell. See you in the next one.